Hey, what's up, guys? So, today we're going to do a very unfair comparison. But the reason I decided to do this anyway is because not always can we afford, or not always do we want to buy a speaker of this range. We most often prefer speakers of this size and of a budget range which offers good sound and all of the facilities that we can use. But there are people out there who are in search of the best sound quality, a lot of bass, and for them, budget is not really restrained, so they can go for this. So, we are going to compare the specs of these two, and then I'm going to give you my personal opinion on which one I'd pick and why. So, starting off with the Sony XB40, we're going to call it the XB40 for this episode. This is a massive speaker, as you can see, compared to the Portronics Sound Drum, which I'm going to compare it to. So this, let me just compare it. So you can almost fit 1, 2, 3 more of Portronics Sound Drum, and that will be the length. So 4 of these equal to the length of the Sony XB40. So if portability is a major factor for you, then definitely the Portronics Sound Drum is much more portable, fitting right in the palm of your hand compared to the Sony XB40, which is big. And it's not just long, it's also quite thick. So it's almost the same size as you can see, but it is a very big speaker for a Bluetooth speaker. Now coming to the wattage, Sony does not mention clearly how much wattage of output the XB40 offers, but as I've mentioned in my first impressions video, that a sales representative had told me from Sony that the different numbers beside the Sony Bluetooth speakers, as in XB10, 20, 30, 40, each stand for the amount of RMS output. So if XB10 stands for 10 watts of RMS output, this then stands logically with an output of 40 watts of RMS. But even if it's not so, it definitely outputs at least 30 watts of pure sound. Compared to that, the Portronics Sound Drum gives you 10 watts of output. So the Sony XB40 is almost 3 times, if not 4 times, more powerful in terms of sound output compared to the Portronics Sound Drum. Now coming to the battery capacity, the Portronics Sound Drum has a battery capacity of 1800 milliamps, which is very impressive for a speaker of its size, because with one charge, full charge, which takes about 2.5 hours or so, you can get continuous playback of up to 6 hours. If you keep the volume a little lower than 100%, keep it to say 70 or 80, and at max volume, you can still get around 5 hours or so, but I'm yet to run out of charge because I do not continuously use it for so long. But very, very rock solid battery backup for the Portronics Sound Drum. As for the Sony XB40, well, Sony once again does not clearly mention the battery capacity, but websites like Amazon do state that it has an inbuilt 8800 milliamp of battery. So that is many times more than what the Portronics Sound Drum offers. So 1800 versus a claimed 8800 milliamp. So there is just no comparison. This has a claimed battery life of up to 24 hours without the LED lights being turned on. This claims 8 hours, but you definitely get 6 hours or more. But overall, with the battery capacity that I've seen, the Sony XB40 will definitely, even at full volume, outlast the Portronics Sound Drum. So in this round, battery capacity wise, the Sony XB40 definitely takes the win. Now let's talk about water resistance. Now both offer water resistance. They are not waterproof, mind you. So the Portronics Sound Drum can also take splashes of water and is dust resistant to an extent. The Sony XB40 is IPX5 certified, same as this. So this can also take splashes of water and light rain, but you cannot completely submerge it in water. So water resistant wise, both are equal. Now let's talk about the features. So you guys know that the Portronics Sound Drum has an inbuilt FM, and opening up the flap, you also get the option to plug in a pen drive because it's got a USB port. So you can plug in a pen drive with your songs and play it effortlessly through here. It's also got an Aux port, so using a 3.5 jack, you can plug in that from an external audio source in case you do not want to play it via Bluetooth, want to save battery, or if the source does not have Bluetooth. You can just connect it in an analog style using a jack and play it, and it can charge via micro USB. Now compared to that, the Sony XB40 gives you a USB port, but this does not allow you to plug in a pen drive and listen to your songs. This port can only be used for charging your smartphone. So this speaker, the Sony XB40, also doubles as a power bank since it's got a very large power capacity of 8,800 milliamps. So it can definitely effortlessly charge your smartphone. So you cannot listen to songs by plugging in a pen drive, but you can charge your phone. Whereas with the Portronics Sound Drum, you can plug in a pen drive and listen to songs, but you cannot charge anything using the USB port. Now the similarity would be that it also has a aux in. So in case you do not want to use Bluetooth, you can use a 3.5 jack and listen to your songs. It's got a reset button, which the Portronics Sound Drum doesn't have. But one of the downsides is that this port is for charging this speaker, but it has a proprietary charger which you only get with Sony. So unlike this, where you can just use any micro USB cord and charge it using a power bank or a computer or whatever, this can only be charged, the XB40, using the supplied charger. So yeah, that is one downside. Now coming to the driver units, the XB40 has two drivers, as you can see here. Now it also has a passive bass radiator in the front and one at the back, which produces all your bass, and these two produce your highs. Now with the Portronics Sound Drum, it also gives you 360-degree sound. It's got one passive radiator on the top, and it's got two 5-watt drivers inside to give you that 360-degree sound experience. Now comparing the loudness, I mean, it goes without saying that this is much louder than the Portronics Sound Drum. But feature-wise, this gives you the ability to play a pen drive, and it's also got built-in FM. This does not allow you to use a pen drive to play your songs. It also does not have inbuilt FM, but other features do match, but now it's a toss. This offers you one nifty thing, which is the LED lights, which I'll show you in a bit when we do the sound test. This does not have any lights whatsoever. This gives you the ability, the Sony XB40, to check how much battery is left, but it does not show you via any LED. While the speaker is on, if you long press this button which says battery on top, it'll tell you verbally how much percentage of battery is left. This, however, will start to beep once the battery is low, but there's no other way you can really check how much battery is there, nor will it tell you. This has a button for, this is Sony's proprietary, their signature move, having the extra bass button. There's no such thing you can do with the Portronics Sound Drum. You get the sound which this offers. You can obviously tweak the equalizer from the audio source, be it your phone or wherever you're playing it from. But with the Sony, you get the extra bass button, plus with the Sony Music Center app, you can also tweak the bass, mids and highs to your liking, as well as play around with the LED lights and choose from a number of presets or choose some constant lights. So that's about it for the comparison in terms of specs and physical features. If I had to choose, guys, it comes down to, I think, two things for me. One is the functionality in terms of budget, and the second is sound. Now I know both are crucially important, but guys, if I had to choose in terms of budget for the amount of money I got this for, which was at the time 1800, this offers me excellent sound quality. I have spoken only good things about this. It offers ample bass for a speaker of its size, for a portable Bluetooth speaker. It has FM built in, which is very useful. It has water resistance, and it has a USB port for me to play songs using a pen drive. So value for money, small and portable, really light, and has got all the features that I would look for in a Bluetooth speaker. So there's that. Now, why would I choose this if I had to? First of all, if I had the budget, which is almost 6 times the budget of the Portronics Sound Drum. So this cost me around 12,000 bucks, while this cost me rounding off to 2,000, so 6 times the price. But the XB40 offers you monstrous sound. It gets ridiculously loud. It's got insane amount of bass. It's got a much higher battery capacity. So one full charge and this is good to go for a long time, even with continuous usage. It's got extra bass for all you bass lovers out there. And you can charge your smartphone with this. So if you have this, you don't need to carry your power bank. It can charge your phone. It offers superior sound. It offers a degree of water resistance. But it also comes at a very hefty price. So guys, right off the bat, if I had to suggest one for value for money, I would suggest the Portronics Sound Drum. Definitely, I would. But if loudness, if superior sound and bass is all that matters and budget is not a problem, then the Sony XB40 is the speaker for you. But one downside which I should mention, which I'm yet to come to, but I have heard, and this is true because that is what I've heard in many reviews which I've seen, is that once the battery reaches 20%, it automatically brings down the volume to 50% and there's no way you can increase it. So that's kind of irritating and annoying if it does that by itself, but it's a safety precaution so that the battery does not run out on you, so that you can at least keep playing till it completely runs out of juice. Not a huge issue, because for you to come down to 20% battery, you need to use it a lot, but that's a minor thing. But one upside though is that it's got NFC, so you can just tap your phone to pair it, while this does not. But still, value for money, the Portronics Sound Drum definitely wins. Superior sound, superior bass, and the fancy LED lights, go for the Sony XB40 if budget is not your concern. All right, lots of talking done. Let's switch these bad boys on and do a sound test. So a single tap here. All right, it's on. Long pressing the power button.
Power on. Bluetooth mode.
Okay. So now let me just switch on my Bluetooth and pair it with both the speakers. So the XB40 and the Sound Drum.
Device paired.
Okay, we are paired with both. So let me just keep it like this. I have turned the lights off, but I know most of you would like to see the lights, but it won't be really visible in my studio setup, but I'm still going to turn it on anyway. So just give me a sec. There we go. The lights are on. I can keep it like this as well. One point I forgot to mention, guys, even at full volume with extra bass on, thanks to its weight and these rubber pads, which are really grippy, this speaker, the XB40, does not move at all. It stays stationary in one place. But with the Portronics Sound Drum, these rubber pads here are of no good, and these keep moving about when the speaker resonates with bass. So that's something that's really irritating and can sometimes hinder the sound. All right, let's start. So like I said, YouTube is a pain when it comes to copyright, so we have to use something which does not give me any copyright claims. So let me just search for some good music. Bear with me. I think we'll go from playlists. Recently added. Okay, let's start with this. We are connected to the Portronics Sound Drum. I'm going to increase the sound. Full volume. Okay, so like I said guys, the Portronics Sound Drum, for a speaker of its size, it's super loud and the bass is really good, but it's time to switch to the big boy. So let's go to XB40. Let's check what the volume is for the XB40. It's at full, so I'm just going to reduce it to 50% and play it. And slowly I'm going to increase the volume. It's at full volume. Okay, before I give you my feedback of the comparison between the two, let's go to another track and then we'll compare. Okay, guys, each time I'm playing this, I'm almost getting shivers because this sounds so good. I mean, that bass, that whole body of sound is so rock solid. I mean, forget about the lights, guys. That's not what interests me at all. I mean, I'd rather keep it off and save battery, but it's that sound. This, for a portable speaker, when I'm listening to this at full volume, this is great. no doubt. I mean, like I've said, guys, the Portronics Sound Drum is one amazing speaker for its size. But comparing it to unfairly, very unfairly, to the XB40, it's just amazing how good this sounds. I mean, after listening to the same track from this and this, I know the microphone of my devices will not do justice to what you're listening it to, but the bass is so deep and solid. While after listening to this, when I'm listening to this, it's almost like I turned off the bass and I'm just listening to the mids and highs. So that big a difference. But like I said, guys, it's not fair to compare the sound, but value for money goes to the Portronics Sound Drum any day, hands down. I would pick this. But if you can save up for this, if you want superior sound and bass and amazing battery backup, and portability is not really a huge factor for you, go for the Sony XB40. It will not disappoint you at all. The links to both of these are in the description below. If you want it, check it out from there, buy it from there, and you'll get the most updated price. The price of the Portronics Sound Drum tends to fluctuate, and I keep getting a number of comments saying that the price has increased. The MRP for the Portronics Sound Drum is $24.99. So I got it for $17.95, and I would say you wait it out and not get it for anything over 2,000 bucks, because that's just overpaying for something like this. If you get it for 1,800 or 1,900, do get it. All right, but don't pay 2,400 or 2,500 for this. As for this, the MRP is 16,990, but I got it for 11,970. So keep a watch on it. If you click the link below, which is given for these speakers, you'll get the most updated price. But I would suggest don't pay anything over 12,000 for this. You know, if you can get it for below 12,000, definitely grab one of these, and grab one of these if you get it below 2,000. So that's been the comparison, guys. Hope you've enjoyed this video. Do give it a big thumbs up, smash that like button if you've really enjoyed this video. I'm going to make more comparisons very soon with the XB40. All of them, I'm going to tell you right off the bat, are going to be very unfair because this is a beast. But I'm still going to do it for entertainment purposes, and because I'm going to give you which one is going to be more value for money. So that's been the episode. Subscribe to Purecast 9 if you haven't already, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Cheers.